To those who are listening, this story is not meant to scare anyone. In fact, calling this story creepy is an insult to scary stories. This is meant to be an expression of gratitude to a friend who has always been there for me. He watched over me as I grew and is the best friend any kid could ever have. I didn't recognize it at the time. He was always there, even though I couldn't see him, and he was always acting in my best interest. I never could understand. My name is Anna, and I would like to take some time to share our story with you, because if you're lucky, you might have a friend like this also. I should probably start off by reading a message he left for me. I bought a new computer, and while restoring my files from my external drive, I noticed that there was a file in my documents. There was a file in there called Happy Birthday, Baby. I initially thought this was a message from my mom. I opened it, and this is what it said. I am not very good with computer stuff, but I watched you long enough, and I think I know how to save this file where you can find it. It's time for me to go, but I wanted to leave you with this last message. I know you never met your father. To me, he is Sheriff Hopkins. I'm sure your mother told you how good of a man he was. He had the pride of a lion and the strength of a bear and the heart of gold. The truth is, I was like a son to him long before you were born. I was his deputy. I served with him for 2 years. I watched as they cleaned you and handed you over to your mom, and as if she looked right at me with knowing eyes as I stood over the both of you, it's like she knew all along. I watched you grow and remember things you don't. You were such a happy baby. When you were 4 months, you would do anything to stop your mom from changing your diaper. When you were 6 months, I would play this little piggy with your toes and you would laugh. You would cry when I stopped and your mom would think that you didn't like her because you would frown when she showed up. This is when I knew I had to pull away some. At age 1, you developed a kind of sixth sense, and even though you couldn't see me, you knew I was there. I chose not to play with you as much because I knew it would hurt both of us in the long run, but still, I would always keep guard. I know you remember seeing me because you would throw your toys in the corner. Do you remember when I used to make Mr. Mouse do the moonwalk? You used to laugh so loud and your mom would come running to see what was so funny, but she wasn't laughing at what she saw. Do you remember your first words? I do. It was love. Your mom made damn well sure you knew you were cherished. Every moment, every day. She would say, I love you, baby. And it pulled at my heartstrings and I began to cry. You must have caught my reflection in the mirror because you pointed at it and you said love. Or like wov. Your mom knew what you were saying. Her smile affirmed it. You grew more and more, and it was harder for me to stay stealthy, so I had to pull away again. I broke many rules to protect you, for the promise to your father was everything to me. I remember when you were 2 and you started walking, but your tiny legs sometimes couldn't hold you up and you started walking really fast and you tripped over a shoe and fell forward. I had to quickly grab your overalls and pull you back to your feet. I know, breaking rules is not permitted, but neither is letting you get hurt. As you grew, I had to pick and choose when I could intervene. Doing too much could hurt the both of us. One night you fell asleep at your desk doing your homework and I filled in the answers to your math quiz. I think this is when you started to suspect me the most. Once you matured and became a young lady, this is when you learned the evils of men. Though you were smart, you kept taking stupid risks. At this point, watching over you became more of a worry to me. That night, your good-for-nothing boyfriend you brought home tried to put the moves on you while your mother was at work. You were only 15, and he jumped on top of you and tried to undress you. You were so scared, and you didn't know what to do at that moment. But when you finally pushed him off of you, he got angry, and he got aggressive. My rage began to boil over, and I began to growl. The lights began to flicker, the TV volume went up, cabinets and doors began to slam shut. I yelled, "Get out of this house, boy!" He almost turned blue and flew out of the house. You tried to follow him, but I stopped you. I slammed the door in your face, and I kept you locked in until your mom pulled up. I'm so sorry, kid. I know that traumatized you. I know you became more frightened of me. I knew right there that no matter how much I loved you, we could never be friends again. Not after what I'd done. Late at night, you would begin to start looking out for me, and I would have to go to the darkest corners in the room to watch you. Hurting, knowing that there was no way I can reassure you that I was not there to hurt you. You started throwing things in the corner again, but instead of Mr. Mouse, this time it was heavy stuff like books and controllers. To my surprise, one night you tried to make peace with me. You sat up in your bed and you said, "If you're here, I'm sorry. You were only trying to stop him." I wanted to say something so bad. You said, "If you're here, can you show me a sign?" And I almost did. Then you asked, you said, "If you are here, can you promise me you'll never do anything like that again?" It's your 18th birthday today, which is exactly why I'm writing you. I want to wish you a happy birthday. I'm sure your dad's sick of holding that bar stool open for me. Live a good life. Try not to forget about me. And know you turned out great. Your father would be so proud of you. I can't believe this. I can't believe we got ambushed 2 weeks before retirement. Joe, promise me. Promise me you'll take care of my family. Promise me you'll take care of my little girl. You have to make it. Don't worry about me.
We can make it. Don't talk like that. We can get out of here.
Promise me, Joe. Promise.
I promise. I'll take care of them.
Well, what do we have here? You're not taking care of anyone.